All right, today we're diving into Ben Horowitz's The Hard Thing About Hard Things. Now, if you're looking for feel-good, cheerful business advice, this ain't it. This book is a straight-up survival guide for when your company is, well, completely on fire. Yeah. Imagine hearing that from your biggest customer, right after selling them a huge piece of your business. You know, most business books are all about how to succeed. This one, it's about what to do when you're staring right into the abyss, on the verge of total, catastrophic failure. So, what exactly is the hard thing? Well, according to Horowitz, it's basically any messy, complex problem that has no formula, no simple fix. There's no playbook for it. It's that impossible decision you're forced to make when all your good options have completely vanished. He has a name for this period: the struggle. It's that gut-wrenching, terrifying time where you literally wake up and go to sleep wondering if the company's even going to be around tomorrow. And the reason it's so hard? Because business school doesn't teach you this stuff. There's no class on how to manage when you're in an absolute freefall.
And these aren't just theories. These lessons were learned in the trenches, forged in the fire of Horowitz's own company. And let me tell you, it came terrifyingly close to dying, not just once, but over and over again. It is a real-deal survival story.
Okay, so try to put yourself in his shoes for a second. You're the CEO. You've just found out your biggest competitor, Microsoft no less, has released a product that doesn't just beat yours, it obliterates it. We're not talking a little better, we're talking 5 times faster. That's the moment the floor just drops right out from under you.
And the market's reaction? Oh, it was brutal. The stock cratered all the way down to 35 cents. Now think about this for a minute. The entire company was valued at less than half the cash it actually had in the bank. That means investors were saying the business itself was worthless. In fact, less than worthless. They were literally betting on it to fail.
So when you're in a crisis like that, what do you look for? The silver bullet, right? That one magic move that's going to save the day. Well, Horowitz's big lesson here is that silver bullets don't exist. Instead, he says, there are only lead bullets. A long, painful series of tough, grinding actions you just have to take, day after day. Okay, so there are no easy answers, no silver bullets. So, how in the world do you lead when the building's on fire? Horowitz argues you have to completely shift your entire mindset. You have to become what he calls a wartime CEO. And the contrast here is just fascinating. A peacetime CEO, they have the luxury of focusing on big-picture ideas and empowering creativity, but a wartime CEO, they are paranoid. They're obsessed with execution, and every single move is about one thing and one thing only: winning the immediate battle so you can survive to fight another day. And this right here is a perfect example of that wartime mentality in action. Let's talk about something awful: layoffs. Horowitz's guide is, well, it's brutally direct. The core idea? Leaders have to face the pain head-on. No hiding. The CEO has to get up in front of the whole company and deliver the news. And then every single manager has to lay off their own people. You can't just pass it off to HR. Why? Because it's about respect for those who are leaving, and maybe even more importantly, it's about keeping the trust of those who are staying. It forces management to feel the true weight of their decisions. You just can't outsource the hard things.
You know, at one point during the absolute darkest days, Horowitz was feeling pretty sorry for himself. And then he remembered this quote from the legendary Raiders owner Al Davis. At the end of the day, nobody cares about your excuses. Nobody cares how hard it was. The only thing that matters is if you found a way to win.
And that really brings us to what might be the toughest part of all of this. Because the hardest battle you're going to fight, it's not against your competitors or the market. It's the one that happens right inside your own head.
The loneliness of being the CEO during the struggle is just profound. You're the one carrying the weight of everyone's jobs. You're the one who has to put on a brave face and act confident even when you're panicking inside. And all the while, there's this immense pressure to just follow the crowd, to take the safe path.
This chart is brilliant. It shows exactly why courage is so critical. Just look at the choices. If you decide with the crowd and it goes wrong, you get minimum blame. Hey, we all thought it was a good idea. But if you go against the crowd and you're wrong, you're toast. You could be fired. So the easy path, the path of least resistance, is always to conform. But a real leader, they have the guts to make the right call, even if it means putting their own neck on the line.
And Horowitz is super honest about this. He admits he was scared to death making these calls. The fear never went away. He just learned how to act in spite of it. He got better at ignoring the fear and just doing what needed to be done. And really, isn't that the definition of courage?
Okay, so all of this is building to one final really powerful idea, and it's all about completely shifting how we think about hardship itself.
Horowitz talks about this quote he found on his grandfather's tombstone, "Life is struggle." And that's the core of the whole message. The struggle isn't some bug in the system. It's not a detour on your way to success. The struggle is the feature. It is the path.
So what's the big takeaway from all this? It's that Horowitz totally reframes the entire journey. The goal isn't to find some clever way to avoid the hard things. The goal is to embrace them, because it's in those moments of insane pressure and impossible choices that your character is forged, your team gets bonded, and that true greatness is made. The struggle isn't just the price you pay for success, it's the very process by which you earn it.
Ultimately, this book doesn't give you any easy answers. It just offers a new lens to look at the challenges we all face. It's a reminder that while success is never guaranteed, the struggle is. And maybe, just maybe, that struggle is the whole point. It's what makes us who we are. That's our look at the hard thing about hard things. Thanks for watching.